Hi friends, welcome to my channel. Firstly, I would like to thank all my viewers for their love and support to let reach my quinceanera dress video the highest views amongst my other videos. Cause of your motivation, I come up with this another beautiful floor length dress for your little princess, perfect for birthdays, parties, festivals and weddings. So let's quickly get started.
Now let's start with the drafting first. This is for the top part. The length will be 8 inches. This I'm making for 3-year-old girl. If you want to make for 2-year, just do the 7 inches length. And from this side, this is the folded side of my fabric. So from here I'm taking the shoulder of 9 inches. So half of 9 is 4.5. So from here just mark 4.5 for the shoulder. Now from here mark the armhole. Mine is 9 inches, so half of 9 is 4.5. So again from here I'll mark 4.5 and we'll mark a straight line here. And now from this side mark the neck width. I'm marking here 2 inches. You can mark whatever you want, how much broader you want your neck. I just want 2 inches, and then I will mark the neck length. From here I'll mark 3 inches in a cross way and mark a point. Now from the folded side mark your chest. Here I'm taking 21.5 inches without seam allowances. These are my direct measurements. So fourth part of 21.5 is 5.4. So from here I'll mark 5.4, and then from this corner I'll mark the armhole. So from here just take half inch and mark a line, and then make a round shape for the armhole. This is my back armhole. Now for the front armhole I just put half inch dot here from this point, and then matching this dot I just created another line for the front armhole, and now just cut these lines. Now after opening this pattern, you need to extend this neckline till the armhole line to open the right shoulder. If you want to open the left one, you just need to extend this right side neckline with this left side armhole. Now after cutting, our pattern will look like this. Now we'll put this pattern onto the fabric and cut this out.
First of all, fold your lining into two and put the paper cutting onto the lining, pin it and draw the markings for seam allowances of 2 inches on either sides, and also draw half inch away from the neck, armhole and in the bottom part as shown in the picture. Do the same with the main fabric as well as to the net fabric and cut it. After cutting the fabric, just cut the front armhole drawn onto the paper and put it onto the front pieces of all the lining, net and main fabric and cut it.
Now after cutting the back and front piece of all the 3 fabrics, we will stitch these 2 pieces first, this net and the main fabric. Just give a stitch from here till here, till the end. And you don't need to stitch the bottom part for now. Now after attaching these 2 pieces, just put the lining on top of this fabric. This is the front side, and now give a stitch onto the edges, and you need to leave just 1 inch or 1.5 inch in the shoulders here and here, and then again give a stitch from here till this point, and just leave this bottom side and this 1 inch shoulder line. Now after attaching the lining to the main fabric, you can see I had left here the shoulder part and I stitched all the edges, and now I'm gonna give a small slits to the curve in the neckline, and then I'm gonna turn this out to the right side. Now after turning it to the right side, what you need to do is just take this main body's front part and this is the back part. Now place it on top of each other like this, right on right. If you need, you can pin it and then give a straight stitch here. Now after stitching this shoulder part, just turn this lining, this front side lining, to the back side in the way that it will face right sides like this, and then again give a stitch here. So you can see it will become two parts. This is the main bodies and this is the lining. You can see I had stitched both the main fabric and the lining, and now I'm gonna open it to the right side. After opening, our bodies will look like this. You can see here that gap we had left in the shoulder part, so now we need to stitch this part. So just pull inside. See, this is the lining and we are pulling it outside like this, and you can see this stitch, and this is the previous one we had stitched, and from here we just left our shoulder stitching. So just pull it inside and you need to give a stitch to this shoulder. See, this is the gap, and you need to stitch it from here till here, just a straight stitch from here to here. And this side also, you can see here it's open, and make sure this lining part and the shoulder part, these are not coming in between your stitches. So just pull it like this and give a stitch here. So here you can see I had given a stitch here and here. Now I will open it by pulling it from inside. Now after turning it to the right side, you can see how beautiful our shoulder came out to be. It's a very clean and professional way to make a dress, or you can use it for making gown as well. Now we will give a top stitch onto the neckline and the armhole to give a finishing look, and then we will close the sides. For closing the sides, first calculate whatever extra margin you are having. Like I am having 4 inches extra margin on both the sides, so make it half of 4 is 2. So I'll leave 2 inches extra margin here, and then I'll mark it and give a stitch, a straight stitch on both the sides. I'm done with stitching these sides, and now I'll turn it to the wrong side. Now after turning it to the wrong side, it's looking like this. See how neat the finishing came out to be. And now I marked the chest and waist line on both the sides and marked it, and now I'm gonna stitch both the sides to close it. I'm done with making the top part. You can see how beautiful it's looking. Now let's concentrate on the bottom part.
For making this skirt, we need this main fabric, which is 43 inches wider and 16 inches longer. I took 16 inches as the ready length of my skirt is 18 inches, and I minus 4 inches and added 2 inches extra for seamings. For giving more volume to our skirt, I am putting this mesh or stiffener inside the main fabric, whose length is 14 inches, as we need to minus 2 inches from the length of your main fabric, and width is 43 inches. The length I am using for this plain pink color net fabric is 20 inches, as the ready length of my skirt is 18 inches and I added 2 inches extra for seamings. The width I am taking is 41 inches, that is the double of the waist. for this net fabric, the length I would be taking is 14 inches, as I minus 5 inches from the ready length of my skirt, that is 18 inches, and I added 1 inch extra for hemming. And width I'm taking here is 23 inches. I just cut the full fabric into half. This we need two pieces of the same size. Now I will hem the bottom part of my lining. Then firstly I would be giving a reverse stitch on the top part of the lining and later giving a basting stitch till the end. Now I will pull the bobbin thread slowly to make the gatherings. You need to measure the width of the gathered lining such that it will adjust to your waistline, including the seam allowances. Now give another stitch onto the gathering to secure the pleats. Now hem the bottom part of the main fabric. Also give the zigzag stitch on the top part of the fabric, or you can try to do overlock too. This is how the zigzag stitch will look like from the front as well as from the back side. Now I will hem the plain pink color net fabric. Just take around half inch, fold it 2 times and start sewing. I will also give the zigzag stitch on all the remaining sides of the fabric to close the raw edges. Now I will be giving the zigzag stitch to all the 4 sides of the stiffener.
I'm done with making all the layers of the skirt, and now first I will put this lining, and then on top of this I will attach this mesh or net like this and stitch it from the upside, and then I'm gonna put this main fabric on top of this in this way, and we'll attach this one again, and then last I will put this plain net fabric on this layers, and then in this way I'll attach all the 4 layers. Before attaching these two fabrics, just leave here 1 inch space on both the sides, this side and the end, and then start sewing from here. Now after attaching all the 4 layers, it will look like this. You can see our skirt has got so much volume in it, and now we'll add blue color fabric in this. Now this is our net fabric, and here in the bottom and the upside you need to do the picot, and in the sides you need to do the zigzag stitch, or if you have overlock facility in your sewing machine you can try that also. Now after doing picot or zigzag stitch, we will add some triangle patches onto this fabric. So for that, from the end, this is the height length of my fabric, so from in the bottom here just leave 4 inches and then make a mark like this, and then from here make a 3-inch triangle. See, like this, and length of this triangle would be 4.5 inches. So mark a point in the middle and then just draw a triangle. Now after making this triangle, just cut this shape. Now after cutting this triangle, I'll add this net fabric on this. So I just cut a random piece and I'll put it inside. In this way, and this is the right side of my fabric. I'll just give a stitch here to here using a zigzag stitch, and then later I'll cut the extras. Now after adding this piece to the triangle, you can see the finishing it came out to be. It's so nice. And now we will cut the extras from the back, the leftover fabric. Now after adding these net pieces on our fabric, these two pieces will look like this, and now we'll add frills on this. So for that, just use the front sides, both the front sides and the bottom, to add frills. You don't need to add there and here the frills, and in the top also. For making these strips, I will use this plain net fabric. You can use organza also, and this is 4-inch wider, and the length is whatever length you are having of your fabric from here till here. Like I'm having 36 inches long, so we want two pieces of the same size. We will also add this blue color frill on the bottom of our skirt in this plain net fabric. So for that, just calculate how long your skirt is. Like mine is 41 inches long, so I want 41 inches long strip, and it should be 4 inches wider. Now for making the frills, I had cut these strips of 4 inches wider, and the length will be whatever length of your fabric is. And this is the net one, the blue color. These are the two strips. And now for making volume in your frill, I will use this fishing line. So see, this is a very wide circle, so I want a bit less wider. So I just tape this fishing line onto this box. You can take any kind of cylindrical box like this, and then just wrap it, align it properly, and make it tight like this. And then just you need to do steam here, or from your iron you can give a steam, or you can put it on your microwave for 5 seconds. That's enough for this, and in this way you will get a nice frill. The length of the fishing line would be the length of these strips you are using, and it will depend on the length of your cloth as well. I'm done with giving this steam. You can see now the curl has come out in the fishing line, and now it will give a great volume to the dress. And for inserting this fishing line, you just need to put it here in the raw edge, and then fold it once or twice like this, and then using this picot footer, just use a zigzag stitch and do the picot.
For sewing the fishing line, I will use zigzag stitch with the length of 0.5, and the width I am using is 6.5. You need something like this, so just try and adjust it accordingly, as every machine has different functions. Just fold the raw edges once and start sewing. Remember to not to put your needle in between the fishing line, just sew it around it.
So in this way I'm done with attaching the fishing line onto the strips. You can see how beautiful the volume it has got. And now I'm gonna attach this blue strip onto my dress here, this plain pink net fabric. So I'll take the raw edge of this, and this is the wrong side of my strip. I'll just put it here like right on right, and then give a stitch here just near to the edge, and then I'll turn it and again give another stitch, the top stitch. And in this way I'll also attach this pink color strip onto this blue net fabric the same way. This is the right side, so here I'll give a stitch, a straight stitch, and then I'll turn it and give another one. I'm done with adding these ruffles onto the skirt. You can see how beautiful it's looking, and I'm also done with adding these pink strips onto this blue net fabric. And one more thing here I would like to mention is, when you start to sew this part, just change the thread and use pink color thread for this one, and rest you can sew with the blue one. Before attaching this blue net fabric onto our skirt, firstly we'll close the skirt. So for that, just turn your skirt to the wrong side like this, and then first we need to sew this plain net fabric, pink one. Remember, we had left here 1 inch, so just grab that 1 inch and then start sewing from the top till the bottom in a straight way, and then put this fabric inside, and then take the next layer, the main pink color fabric, grab that 1 inch again and then sew it till the bottom, and then again put this inside and take this mesh or net, and we need to sew it again from here, leaving 1 inch, and then the last one, our lining fabric, take this and sew it again in this way. So now you can see my skirt is almost ready. I closed it from inside, see all the layers, and now I will attach this blue fabric on this skirt. So for that, where we had closed, just put this portion, the back side, in the middle only, and then turn it to the right side in this way, and then just calculate its frills, how much you want. Here I already did the long stitch or basting stitch in the top, and now I'll pull the thread, the bobbin thread, and I'll make a pleats here, and then I will attach it in the sides of this front portion skirt. Okay, so here I'm done with attaching this blue net fabric onto all this stuff, and now I'll join this top part on the skirt. So for that, just turn your top part to the wrong side, and then this is the right side of your skirt, and now put this inside in this way, so that right sides will face on each other in this way. If you want, you can just pin it and set all the sides, and then just give a stitch from here till the end. After attaching the top part, our dress is almost ready. I just need to put some beads. Here I got some blue color beads. You can add silver also. Here I'll put beads on 1 inch gap, and then I'll tell you how to make flower and attach to the dress. I'm done with putting these beads on my top part. This is the front part and this is the back part, and let it dry this. Till that time we'll make a flower from this satin fabric. For making the flower like this, you need to take this strip. This is 2.5 meters wide and 20 inches longer. Cut this strip and then burn it from all the 4 sides, and then we are gonna fold it from the middle like this, and then again fold it from here in this way, and then we are going to sew from here till the end. Now after stitching, just pull this thread in this way, and then you just need to wrap this, and you can see a beautiful flower now. See how easy it is. And now you just need to close this from the back by giving a stitch here. I also put some beads on my flower. You can see how beautiful it's looking. And now I'll make this kind of leaf from this knit fabric. So here I took 4 by 4 inches of square. Now I'll fold it from the middle and then again from the middle, and I'm gonna stitch it from here to here with my needle and thread like this. This way, and then see, you can see this leaf, and now just round it and sew it again this way. Our leaf is ready. Now you can cut this portion out and just attach it in the flower like this.
I hope you all enjoyed this tutorial, and I'm sure your princess would love to wear this. So share this tutorial with your friends and let this video cross the previous milestone. If you are watching for the first time, then do hit the subscribe button for more such fun. Thanks for watching.